you know. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't think this can get any worse because I've just damaged the club after that, the top of it, so it's actually scraped on the top, which is just unbelievable. Just on doing that, scraped on the top of the club. Never done that with a hybrid. Jesus Christ. So probably the worst ever shot with any hybrid off a tee. What a start. And to have actually damaged the club, I can't believe it, off a tee. So scuffed into the ground. There's obviously some sharp stones in there and it's damaged the club. Great. Probably about the 6th round I've used it. I'm going to use it for years and it's damaged. So that was so bad, it was like a wedge shot and hasn't even reached the water from what I can see, unless they've cut down the reeds. I think it stopped before the water. So first round for a week after the last round last Thursday. It's Thursday, November the 28th today, and that last round was a mare basically with 79, and this one started off significantly worse so far. Can't see the ball yet, but funnily enough I felt like I was striking the ball quite well on the first hole. I just didn't get things quite right, messed up in the bunker. Still can't see the ball, so it must be in the reeds, but I thought it was at the beginning at the front. Let's see. Well, there was no splash, so oh, there it is on the edge. If I'd taken an iron and done that, it would have been perfect. Thinned that one terribly. It was a complete novice shot because it was on a downslope and I didn't really give it any thought, and I've got the exact perfect position. I think I did exactly the same thing on this round last week. It's just, except it's gone about 3 yards further. Must be my setup on it, but I mean the amount of brilliant shots I've played on this hole, and now I'm just completely messing up. I took the risk. It was a clean strike anyway, but it hit a branch. It's gone nowhere. But I had to have a go at that. Couldn't just play out at this stage. Mind you, that long putt I just did 3 foot and then holding it. That's where the hope is. drive was much more like it. What's interesting as well is that I don't feel any aching or any awkwardness through not having played for a week, but I'm just misfiring at the moment and doing some crazy shots, but there's definitely some hope in there. So this is going to be my best and longest drive on this hole for months, just to put the early comments and early bad play into context. Now, admittedly with wind behind, but it's gone 220 yards, which is quite incredible. 220. So that birdie putt just now hasn't made a difference. It's made a massive difference, because I played that hole in my best manner, you know, anyone's best manner. A really good drive, a really good wedge shot, and what turned out to be an outstanding putt, which I really thought through carefully and then executed. So it's made a massive difference, because I'm now only 2 over against bogey par after 4. And last week I was the same over the first 3 holes, and then added to it and went 5 over. So now I'm 3 shots better than the last round, which went so badly. And so the recoveries come quickly, and I've got to just keep going now. And yeah, it just feels like there's a lot on this round. Partly because it will be 2 bad ones in a row, which is ridiculous. People have tons of bad ones in a row. So yeah, partly because I've been off for a week working, and so it's about time I got down to real work on the golf course. so that was basically perfect. Just trying to control it, aim to the left, let it come inwards. It's gone to the right hand side. It really is, that's perfect. So I'm now building up a current round memory bank of good shots rather than the howlers. And that awful thought of the hybrid having been wrecked, not wrecked, actually having scuff marks on the head. It's one thing having scuff marks somewhere, but actually on the head. And so I've been sort of chopping with that, like with a wedge. I think I'm in dreadful lies. My fault, but dreadful lies. But hitting it badly off the tee, up in the air, 40 yards or 50 yards, was just insane. It's just something I wouldn't do with the old one, and it does have a smaller face, or lower face, so maybe I'm just teeing it up too high, because I'm using the same tee as I used on the old Callaway Edge hybrid. So I might have to change that. But having said that, I hit some clean shots with it last week when I was first using it, so it's not a problem. It's just part of it might have been just straight out the traps, not doing well. Anyway, a perler now. Well, I certainly didn't expect that earlier. Third of the round gone, 6 holes, and I'm down to evens against bogey par already. Thought it was going to be like a struggle for the whole of the round, but instead I'm already on evens, so that's fantastic. There's a very annoying miss with that putt from 2 feet after the 35 footer to get there, because I've actually been putting well, and I think partly I've been putting well because I found it less stressful than trying to play the other shots today. But still a bogey par, so still nothing dropped against bogey par since the first 3 holes. And in fact, because the other ones were, there was 1 birdie, and I'm actually at par since those 3 holes. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, now 8 in par. So that's a nice positive way to think about it. And that drive was pretty good. So still 1 under against bogey par, so doing okay. Well, that feels better, despite being able to now see those slight scrapes on the top, which I have to say does hurt, because all the clubs I've bought have hardly damaged any of them over the years. Sand wedge against the path a couple of weeks ago, another sand wedge which I think was done here, the Zexio one, got a slight chunk out of it. Apart from that, I just haven't damaged anything except for today. But that shot was lovely, nice and high, straight, perfect. Don't know how long yet, but definitely 150. Well, it did have benefit of wind behind, but it has gone 168 yards. Well, I'm not playing through a freaking sand pit. Look at that. How ridiculous. Wow, that is a shot that was judged well against the wind. Pitching wedge, beautiful. even though that's gone pretty well, or reasonably well, it's got a real tendency, that club, to, if you catch the ground, to turn it into a wedge shot. Just jump straight up in the air. So that went high in the air, but hasn't got any distance, so it was actually it was a poor shot. It's interesting. So if you sort of, if you catch it like an iron, it's not just that it goes high in the air, you can actually chop it, just like a wedge. So it's probably not even gone 120 this time, whereas it went nearly 170 before. Seven iron, that was shot of the day. So that hybrid shot really did go only 117 yards because it went high up in the air. And I was very tempted, it was 140 to the pin, I was very tempted to just take the hybrid again and go for it. Then I thought, well, it is the 7 iron distance, so just play 7 iron shot, don't think about missing like you have done recently or whatever. And I just played it, and I got super high for me with a 7 iron, and just soared in the air, landed on the green, and looks about 12 foot from the pin. So very nice ending. I think I'm on 7 under bogey par, which would be, so if I 3-putted, 7 under bogey par would be 74. So 2 putt for a 73, so it would actually turn this round into slightly better than average. Actually, it's further away from the pin than I thought. Maybe. Looks like a nice pitch mark there. It's that one of those annoying ones right on the edge of the fringe again. Look at that pitch mark. Blimey. Well, after such a lousy start, I definitely take that. A round of 73, which is my actual handicap round, and the second round in a row I've had a ball keeper with this one because I hadn't lost it, even though it's not a real ball keeper. But yeah, not bad at all. 10 over par, handicap score 73.